All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive with me, and
Hello, everyone.
today we're going to be checking out some interesting news coming out of Japan.
Yes.
And we've got a YouTube news clip here from ANNnewsCH, and the title is...
Oh, I've seen this one.
Yeah, have you seen this?
I have, yeah.
Okay, cool. So the title is New Year's Card Delivery Begins. Down 30% from New Year's Day last year, January 1st, 2025.
Whoa.
So we're going to be diving into the world of New Year's cards in Japan.
Right.
And what this drop in deliveries tells us about how we communicate today.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because it's not just like a one-time thing this has been happening. This trend has been going on for a while, and it really makes you think about, the future of all these traditions
Exactly.
in a digital world.
Yeah, and right off the bat, this video starts with this really cool visual
Oh, yeah.
of postal workers dressed up in all these different costumes. And they're representing different periods of mail delivery in Japan.
Right.
Like starting from the Meiji era and going all the way to the present day.
It's a really cool way to show how communication has changed.
Yeah, it's a very striking visual, I thought.
And I think it's really interesting that they chose to start with the Meiji era. 1868 to 1912.
Yeah.
Because that was such a pivotal time for Japan. Like, think about it. Rapid modernization, industrialization.
Yeah.
They were introduced to all this Western technology, Western ideas, and it just completely, reshaped their society.
Yeah.
And in a way, we're going through a similar thing now with the whole digital revolution.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a nice little parallel there.
Yeah, it is. So, this visual spectacle that we get right to the beginning, it kind of reminds us that, New Year's cards... they do have this rich history, but the future of it seems a little bit uncertain.
Yeah.
This year they delivered 490 million New Year's cards.
Wow, that's still a lot.
That's a huge number.
That is.
But it's a big drop from what they were doing back in 2009.
Yeah, 490 million. That's a lot of cards. But in 2009, it was like 70% more.
Wow.
And that's when you really start to see this decline.
Yeah.
Especially after they privatized Japan's postal service.
Okay, so that makes me wonder, how big of a role did that privatization actually play in this decline of these New Year's cards?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. When things get privatized like that, they
Yeah.
change up the pricing, they change up the services.
Right.
Sometimes things end up costing more for people. And, people are already dealing with, the cost of living going up.
For sure.
So that could definitely be part of it.
So we've got, this changing postal service and a society that's really embracing all this digital communication.
Right.
What other factors do you think are contributing to this?
Well, on top of what we talked about with the postal service, things are just changing socially too, especially for younger people.
I mean, they've grown up with texting and instant messaging and social media.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the physical card, it might just seem a little old-fashioned to them.
Yeah, but you would think that in a country like Japan that's so technologically advanced and everything's so fast-paced, that digital greetings would be even more appealing.
You would think, right. But there's this other thing, too, that's been happening. People are starting to realize that all this digital stuff, it has an environmental impact.
That's true.
All the energy, all the e-waste.
Yeah.
So for some people, sending an actual physical card might feel like a better choice, for the environment.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, this whole thing makes me wonder about the future of these traditional customs that we have in this digital world. Do you think that handwritten letters are just going to disappear completely?
I don't think so. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because there's something about a handwritten note.
It's like someone took the time to write down their thoughts and their feelings.
Yeah.
It's a real tangible expression, and I'll tell you what, a few months ago, I got a letter from a friend.
Yeah.
And it just totally made my day.
Yeah.
And in this world of quick digital messages and everything,
yeah,
those kind of tangible connections, they just mean something more.
Yeah, they really do. So, we're seeing this decline in New Year's cards being delivered in Japan. But it's not just about cards. It's about how all of us are communicating.
Right.
And technology is changing things so fast.
Yeah.
But it's also making us realize that those personal connections, those tangible connections are really valuable.
It is. And I think this all leads to a bigger question for everyone.
Yeah.
What forms of communication do you really value?
Yeah.
And why?
Mm-hmm.
Because as we navigate this, this world of digital connections and everything, it's important to stop and think about what really matters to you and how you want to stay connected with the people you care about.
Yeah. Both digitally and, in the real world.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Of course. This was a good one.
And we'll see you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. Oh.